bloke stick his head out of a train window?
We get one of those virtually every week. Paddington had one the other night. Some poor idiot celebrating the birth of his first child has a bellyful and decided to throw up out of the window over 125. But he was going into a tunnel at the time.
British Transport Police, sir.
Keith Hutton, school's liaison. We've got a bit of a problem with trespass, sir.
What the hell?
Right, you, Gazza. Come here. Isn't it time you were at school?
We're not going to school today. We've got to go to the dentist.
You got permission for that, have you?
Yeah, my mum told Mrs. Robinson.
All right, I believe you.
Go and find somewhere better to play. And practice a bit of close control, eh?
You probably know why I asked you in today.
No, sir.
The duty sergeant's job. I'm sure Bob's confided in you about his decision.
He's not spoken to me, sir.
Oh. He's not told you he wants to return to operational duties?
No, sir. I wasn't aware there was a vacancy for him to return to.
Yes, well, that's quite true, there's not. That's why I wanted us to have a little chat. As you know, you were my first choice for duty sergeant.
I'm a relief man. I've told you I'm happy where I am.
Yes, but I thought since the stabbing incident with the boy, what was his name, Mabs?
Gary Mabs, yes, sir.
Well, I thought you might like to reconsider the position.
It was just a stabbing. It was really only a flesh wound, sir.
I think it was a little more than that.
No, sir, it's just one of those things that happens. It was months ago. I've forgotten about it.
Good. Nevertheless, I think you should consider the offer.
Why? Nothing's changed.
Alec, please think about it.
Thank you, but I think you ought to find someone else for the job. May I go now, sir?
Yes, of course. Bob?
Well, along this particular section, as well as kids playing chicken, we've had things dangled off the bridges. There was a brick lobbed at one of the cabs.
And where was that?
Walton Road Bridge.
Oh, yes, that's round the back of the Matthew Arnold estate, isn't it? Let's see if we can find Ron. He's our home beat officer. It'd be good to put you two together on this. Quinnan, you seen Ron Smollett?
He's out. He's on his rounds, I think, sir.
If you pop back, he's bound to be here about lunchtime.
Any chance you could drop by the school? I'll be giving a talk later.
Leave me the address and I'll see what I can do.
OK, well, thank you, sir. That'll be a great help. If you can just remind the lads about the problem, ask them to keep an eye on the tracks and any kids seen hanging about.
Will do.
Oh, I forgot to ask you. Could you have the overtime figures ready for me when I get back?
Yes, sir.
Look. Bob, I'm sorry.
Alec is the right man for this job.
I'm not going to twist a man's arm if he's not interested.
I'm not a complainer. I've tried hard to make it work.
Look, I'm prepared to advertise the post.
And how long's that going to take? 6 months, a year?
Bob, you've only been in this post a few months. Now, if you can find a suitable candidate to replace you, that's fine. But it's down to you.
Alec!
Yes, sir.
I've been looking for you. I don't seem able to find anyone today.
You haven't been looking in the right places. I've definitely been here.
That wasn't a criticism. I've had BTP in to see me. Kids off the Matthew Arnold have been using the railway as a playground.
They use it as a cut-through, yes, I know, from the estate to the playing fields.
I want us to put a stop to it.
Get BR to put up an electric fence, sir.
We're not talking about cattle wandering astray. I'm going to have the cadre make sure officers are aware of the problem.
Yes, sir.
Alec?
What?
I wondered if you wanted to come for a pint at the end of the shift.
I didn't think we were still on drinking terms.
What do you mean?
You've been stitching me up with Brownlow.
What? Come off it. No, I'm not having this conversation with you out here.
I'm not going for a drink to discuss it either.
Alec!
Sierra Oscar 577 receiving, over.
Go ahead, 577.
Yeah, I'm down by the railway line off the Tomlin Road footpath. Found a couple of bikes leant against the fence. I reckon some lads have been using them as a way of getting onto the line.
I'll get it, Enrico. Barry, Mr. Munro's instructions are that we don't pursue kids across the railway lines. Understood?
I can't see anyone down there anyway, Sarge.
OK, but I don't want any idiot tripping over a live rail or running into the path of an oncoming train. And that includes you, yeah?
Yeah, cheers. Oi, stop there! I want you to walk back here the way you came. That's right, carefully, without touching any of the rails. Come on, you heard! And whoever else is hiding down there, I want you up here, away from the rails. Come on, get a move on. What do you think you're doing?
I didn't mean to.
Do you know what that is with the posts in it?
The fence.
It's put there to keep you out. To keep you out of danger. To keep you away from the live rails. To keep you from electrocuting yourself. Do you understand?
Yes.
And if the electricity doesn't get you, what will?
The train.
About 400 or 500 tons of it travelling at maybe 100 miles an hour. You stand in the way of that, you won't make much of a dent in it, pal.
It's not my fault. He kicked the ball over.
What?
Hey, a ball! It was an accident. He kicked it over the bridge.
Come on.
Children fooling about on the railway. In this area, the trend's on the increase. I thought you might have some idea why.
Just the usual.
Which is?
More bravado than brains, sir.
Well, a BTP chap's been down to see me about it. He's given a talk at St Augustine's. I said you'd pop in.
Very well.
Your BR initiative, sir, just arrested a couple of kids for trespass.
What were they doing?
Retrieving a football, claiming they got time off school for a dental appointment.
You should have given a verbal warning, that's all.
Yes, sir, but I was unable to confirm the address they gave. I knocked at their house, there was no one in.
Have they been in trouble before?
I checked. I think they're good lads. I think they just wandered.
OK, fine. Sergeant Boyden's put them in a detention room till the parents arrive, has he?
Sergeant Boyden's gone for refreshments, sir. That's why I thought I'd check with you.
He wants back on our relief.
He's a desk jockey. Bob Cryer's a pedantic pain in the arse.
What gets me is he's been upstairs doing my legs with Brownlow, and then he's only got the front to come and ask me for a drink, hasn't he?
Well, he shouldn't have taken the job if he didn't want it.
What's he take me for?
I tell you, I wouldn't be duty sergeant, mate. It's a civilian's job. If it's for old coppers that are past their sell-by date.
That's why he doesn't want the job.
I has been. Lost his bottle. Something wrong with your watch, sir?
There must be. He keeps telling me you're having extended refreshment breaks.
Sir?
Alec, I want us to look out for holes in BR fences. Make sure BR have been informed so they can be repaired.
It's a waste of time, if you ask me. They'll mend them, and the same little slags will only open them up again.
I didn't ask you, and that's not the attitude I expect. Perhaps you should keep an eye on the company you keep.
Because my kids are good kids.
You'd be surprised how many parents tell us that. Still, the fact is, they were trespassing on the railway.
Because they were trying to get their ball.
Regardless of reasonable cause, they were trespassing.
Well, you tell me what they were supposed to do, because I certainly wasn't going to buy them another ball.
Well, they could have gone to fetch me or fetch another policeman.
Yeah. Or you can never find one when you want one.
Well, they could have gone to the train station or fetch you even.
I'm at work, which is where I'm supposed to be now.
Fine, as long as you realise I've given them a warning, and next time they're caught, it'll be a criminal record.
A criminal record? What for? Hopping across a train line?
Look, Mrs. Cook, you're lucky I'm not knocking on the door to tell you that the boys are dead.
Hey! Get off the line!
Sierra Oscar from 643, receiving, over. Go ahead, 643. I'm on the railway behind the Matthew Arnold. I've got a couple of twits trying to microwave themselves.
Get off the line! Come and get us then!
I want the power turned off. Inform BR.
Do you require assistance?
Yeah, if I could have a unit available to the other side to pick them up, it'd be much appreciated.
Message received.
You're in danger! Now leave the trolley where it is and get off of the line!
Leave it! Let's get that off now before a train comes!
Sierra Oscar from 643, receiving, over.
Go ahead.
We have an obstruction on the line. It's on the northbound line. It's on the live rail.
Go that way, Kathy.
Right.
June, BR are unable to locate your exact position. Look, there should be a number plate somewhere beside the track.
Yeah, I'm behind the Matthew Arnold, heading towards Canley Fields to try and warn any oncoming trains.
Can you see a bridge or a signal?
No, I can't. There's a train coming.
We need a plate number, June. Can you see a milepost?
We've lost them.
There's a train coming! there. There's an 11 with an 11 underneath.
It's southbound. You all right, June?
Yeah.
Sorry, June. Thanks, but BR don't need that number after all. They've isolated both tracks from Gidborough Junction North.
Hurry up and get the trolley off the track, then.
Oh, get stuffed.
What's the problem? They've turned the juice off, haven't they?
Yeah, I'd rather not risk it, thanks.
Chicken.
I touch that, mate. I could be Kentucky Fried.
People making programs about laughter and joy. But today I'm making a program about disaster. Tragedy on the railroads. Take that third rail down there. It looks harmless, doesn't it? But merely to touch it means mutilation.
You come into contact with a live rail. That's right, the live rail, and you'll stick to it. You will fry and cook to death.
There's more trolleys on this estate than in Tesco's.
I want you to stop looking for those kids. Go down the high street, help clear away some of those illegally parked cars.
But surely this is more important. Those idiots nearly derailed a train.
I hadn't realised you'd suddenly passed your inspector's exam.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
Good. Now look down the side streets. We've got double parking going on.
Skip? Skip!
Look, June, I don't care how long you've been in this job, but when a sergeant gives you an order, you jump to it.
Yes, Sarge.
Can you also imagine the shock which overwhelms a driver or a guard on a train board in the death of a young
There are
person?
some people who can't hear. Right, I'll freeze frame it for you.
Adults should know better. But are they aware of the terrible dangers?
All right, come on. Have a look at this boy. How do you think that happened? Very funny, yeah. Any other ideas? You at the back, you've had a lot of ideas.
Truncheon job.
No, it wasn't truncheon.
A back maker. Plastic surgery.
No. On a railway line.
Turn it off, man. It's boring.
That's... Unfortunately, that's all I've got time for. It wasn't one of my best lectures.
Yeah, first time I gave a talk here, a young lad at the back set fire to the curtains. Come on, take a leaflet there.
Sometimes you wonder why you bother.
Yeah. Come on, take a leaflet, practice your reading.
Oi! Those are shopping trolleys, not go-karts!
Excuse me.
Alec, I thought we were mates.
So did I.
Come on, don't be silly. You know Mr. Brownlow always had you down as first choice.
I couldn't give a toss what Brownlow thinks. And don't set me up for this job just to get you out of hock.
I wouldn't do that.
Be honest, will you, Bob?
I am being honest.
At least be man enough to admit it.
643 from Sierra Oscar.
643 receiving, over.
We've had a report of some kids larking around on the railway. There's about half a dozen of them. Last seen down in the cutting north of Victoria Bridge.
Sierra Oscar from 9-6, I'm on my way.
What do we do now? Don't! Don't run!
Come on, you can do it. Come on!
Oh, I hope to God. It didn't hit him, did it?
Sierra Oscar from 9-6.
Go ahead, 9-6.
Fatal accident. Railway line, Victoria Bridge. Advise BR, we need the power shut off.
Barry, watch out for other trains and remember the power's still on.
All right, kids. Why don't you stay where you are, please? Don't come over here. Stay there. Come on, son. Up here. Let's keep together here. Come on, back from the rail. Come on, stay back. Let's keep together. Now, you've been very foolish.
Barry, don't! Live rail, he's touching it! I'm sorry, mate. There's nothing you can do. Oh, God. Sorry, mate, it's not your fault.
A British Rail investigator's on his way to the scene. I've informed BTP. They'll be there shortly.
Isn't that typical? The day BTP come in to warn us.
It's not our fault, sir.
No. Tell them I'm on my way.
Sir.
There you go. Oh, June, look after these kids, will you? I'd like you to go to the hospital with them as well.
Yeah, OK.
And June, see if we can get a name for the dead boy. I think it's Martin something, right?
Has the power been turned off?
Oh, we haven't had confirmation yet. One of your lads is already here.
Who's that, Dave Ellis?
He's with the driver.
Well, he was quick.
Can we go down on the track? Well, I don't think you'll be needed. An undertaker and a few refuse bags all that be required.
Has the doctor been called to certify the death?
Yeah, he's on his way. Look, love, I think you should take these kids in for shock, OK?
And what about the driver?
Yeah, take him in too. He's with the train.
BR supervisor.
Have we got the power off?
Well, we're still waiting for confirmation.
We've got a relief driver on his way so that we can get the trains moving again.
Sierra Oscar 1 from Sierra Oscar.
Sierra Oscar 1 receiving.
We've had confirmation now. The power on both lines, up and down, it is off.
Message received.
We'll obviously want to get that train out of the section as quickly as possible. Don't want the whole network grinding to a halt. Does anyone know what they were doing?
Plain chicken.
It has been a problem in the area.
Won't be any more.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
We're meant to have been in London 20 minutes ago. I've got an appointment.
You're lucky you haven't got an appointment with Jesus, sir. Do you see that rail you got your foot on? That's the live rail. It's been turned off because some poor sod less fortunate than you has had an accident.
Yeah? Well, if it takes much longer, I'm going to walk.
You can walk with me, sir. We'll give you a lift in the police car.
That's very kind.
It's my pleasure. You're under arrest for trespass on the railway.
What?
You don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but what you do say may be taken down and used in evidence.
Just a moment. I just set off the train to see what was
Not my problem, sir.
Who's going to do the talking?
I don't mind.
She's not in. Can I help you?
I don't know if I can do this. Martin's her only child.
What about her husband?
He's not around anymore. I don't know him.
Mrs. Davies?
Oh, Helen. I'm sorry.
There's been an incident on the railway, Mrs. Davies, resulting in the death of a young person that fits the description of your son. We have items of property we'd like you to identify. We're not certain, but we think they may belong to your son.
You going for a drink?
I don't really feel like it.
Oh, come on, mate. After all that overtime, you can't say you can't afford it.
Nah.
Kath, you fancy a drink?
No, thanks.
June,
Not today.
you can't just go home.
Barry. Oh, look at you, Sarge. I just wanted to say thanks. I could have juiced myself today.
Well, just make sure your notes are made up, all right?
Barry, come for a drink, please. Otherwise, I'll end up with Reg Hollis.
All right. All I'm trying to say is that I was wrong earlier and you were right.
Forget it.
No. No, I just thought perhaps things might just fall into place. All right? I wanted my old job back. I spoke to Mr. Brownlow. I should have spoken to you first.
Doesn't matter.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
It's the accident, isn't it?
I was thinking about Gary Mabs.
Still?
I can always remember him holding the knife. The next I remember is the blood on my shirt. But the moment in between, the vital moment.
You can't remember it. The brain does that. It makes you forget things you shouldn't remember. Maybe it's to protect you.
And today, when the lad got hit by the train, somehow Stringer managed to turn away. I didn't. I watched. I saw him hit.
Don't think about it.
And then when I went down on the track, I looked at his body. His torso, his head was... And then, of course, I went to tell his mum. And all these faces all around me. All I could see was grief and pain. And all the time I was thinking, there's no way you're going to get my job. I mean, it's really sick. But it's true. And just now, as I was thinking about Mabs, I mean, it's hard to explain, but I always remember what he said. He said he was going to kill me. And I was thinking, in some ways, it's almost as if he did.
Have you thought maybe, and you don't need therapy, but about talking to someone? Look, don't worry about your job if that's what you're worrying about. I'm really not after it. And I didn't mean therapy. I mean, a holiday, it might do you some good. Obviously, you can't feel something all the time. You just can't.
I used to be able to.
Yes, come in. Alec.
I wanted to talk to you about a holiday, sir.
Well, you know you need to see Bob about that.
It's the timing, sir. I'd like to take it the week before I start as duty sergeant.